I like the Griffon-Foot pistols on Witch Hunter Captain. If you don't, well, maybe I can make you a believer. But first, let's talk about him. His passive ability, Witch Hunt. Tagged enemies take an additional 20% damage, does not stack with similar effects. I love this passive with Witch Hunter Captain, and I think it's important for the Griffon-Foot pistols because they kind of struggle with armor. So tagging things will let you do a little bit extra damage against armor, makes him a little bit better in that way. His career skill, Animosity. Victor pushes back nearby enemies and boosts nearby allies' critical hit chance by 25% for 6 seconds. So it's a knockback ult, and it boosts crit chance that works for both melee and range for 6 seconds for him and the entire party. Very solid, very nice. The idea with this ult is that you would kind of use it in a horde, or a large amount of elites type of setting, and just start popping off shots and critting things and killing them. Very nice. For passives, he's got Eternal Guard, no light attack block cost from frontal attacks, so essentially 100% block cost reduction from light attacks that come at your face. Pretty sweet. And then over here is an interesting one. Killing Shot. Critical hit headshots instantly slay man-sized enemies. And there's a lot of enemies out there that are considered man-sized. I think it's like most things except like Standard Bearers, Chaos Warriors. I think that's it. Well, obviously monsters, but like most things are man-sized. And this talent, Killing Shot, does work with ranged, which is why I absolutely love it on the Griffon-Foots. So if you happen to get in a jam, you're surrounded by some armor, you use Animosity, you start hitting some headshots, guess what's going to die in one shot? Any of those elites that you headshot. It's pretty sweet. Killing Shot's very nice. Since the Griffon-Foots kind of have you covered in the infantry, berserker, unarmored department, you're going to want to bring a weapon that can deal with like Chaos Warriors and Storm Vermin and Raiders and stuff like that, you know? So I recommend like the Axe and Falchion, the Billhook, I guess even the regular Falchion, even the single-handed axe, weird enough as it sounds, would work for this. You're not going to make great temp health with some of those weapons, but I do think Walking Judgment is the better temp health choice for most people. That's damaging for THP, pretty, easily done. It's reliable. You get max of 5 per swing. So, something like the Billhook with its push attack could get you some pretty decent temp health. Spamming light attacks and push attacks on the Axe and Falchion can get you some pretty decent temp health. It's not that hard to make temp health with some of these weapons. Like the single-handed axe would be tough. You might be better off with crits and headshots over here. Now, since the focus of this build is the Griffon-Foot pistols, the only choice here that would even benefit them at all is Death Knell, which increases headshot damage bonus by 50%, which is actually pretty solid. I believe Huntsman has a talent like this as well, so it's, it's nice. It works for both melee and range, so if you happened to not crit something to the head that is man-sized, Death Knell will let you do a little extra damage to it. If it's taggable, guess what? 70% extra damage to this thing. That's not bad, that's almost twice as much damage. Pretty sweet. For the level 15 lines, I am going with Assassin here. You might be wondering why not Enhanced Power? Range damage, range build, range damage. And yeah, you can definitely do that. Personally, I just don't think you really need it. And I think Assassin gives you more value, especially for those big elites that you're going to need to melee to death. Assassin just lets you do so much damage. You can like two-shot most things with the Axe and Falchion. I think you can, like Chaos Warrior in like 3 headshots with the Axe and Falchion of those heavy attacks. It's so good. Like, it's just so good. On the level 20 line, Wild Fervor is the choice. We're going to want as much crit chance as we can possibly get for our Killing Shot passive here. So, Wild Fervor is the choice. Witch Hunt grants 5% increased critical hit chance for the entire party for 5 seconds when a taggable enemy dies. So, if you are fighting a patrol, you kill one Storm Vermin, you've got 5 seconds of 5% increased crit chance. Kill another one, the timer resets, so you can keep this going if there are enough elites. And it benefits the entire party, not just yourself, so it's a very team-friendly talent. It's a really good one. I think it's better than Heretic Sighted in this case, and definitely better than Templar's Knowledge. In this case, it's just 5% extra damage. Not quite as good as 5% increased crit chance, which will let you proc the killing shot, one-shot headshot effect on a man-sized enemy. That's the goal of this build. And then down here, of course, we're going to go for always prepared. 30% more ammunition is really solid with these weapons. They don't have a lot of ammo on Witch Hunter Captain naturally, so it's kind of necessary to increase it. And then for his ultimates down here, we're going with the Unending Hunt, hitting 10 more enemies with animosity, which funds 40% of the cooldown. So this one is the one that's going to let you crit the most, right? And it's really good because in a horde, you can just use it and start blasting away. And if you've got Scrounger on your Griffon-Foot pistols, you'll basically be consuming no ammunition. You'll even get ammo back every time you crit, which is very nice. Fervency down here sounds nice. It's guaranteed crits, but it's only for melee, so it kind of doesn't help us out in this situation. And I Shall Judge You All is really nice. It lets you do extra damage to things, but you're stuck with the long cooldown in that scenario, so I think Unending Hunt's probably your best choice. Moving on to the gear, personally I'm going with the Axe and Falchion. I've got Power vs. Chaos, Crit Chance, and Swift Slaying, because I like to chop up Chaos Warriors with these things. They're pretty easy to use. They're fun. They're, you know, really good for armor. They're not like trash for hordes. You know, they have some amount of cleave. I think the push attack has a linesman modifier on it. You can cleave a little bit there. They're fast, so the light attacks can kind of take things out. And with Death Knell, you'll be able to do some extra headshot damage, kill things pretty quickly. It's quite nice. The Axe and Falchion's a good weapon. And of course, for the ranged weapon today, the Griffon-Foot pistols, the focus of this build. As I mentioned, we're going for as much crit chance as we can get. So I'm running crit chance, Power Skaven, and Scrounger on here. Scrounger is going to let us keep shooting more. It gives us ammo back. It lets us do more damage because we'll have more shots. And it lets us not be an ammo hog with a weapon that we're going to want to spam. For the necklace, I'm running health, block cost reduction, and Barkskin. Barkskin because when you have your ranged weapon out, there is more of a chance that you will get hit. So this just gives you a little bit of damage reduction. You can also do Natural Bond with this build because, you know, if you're shooting a lot, you're not making temp health. Therefore, you kind of want something. The idea is like you want something to give you some health over time, even though Natural Bond is not like a whole lot. If you're good enough at evading and dodging, take it. It wouldn't be my first choice. I would say Barkskin would be a better option. But yeah, either of those would be fine. For the charm, I'm going for Chaos Infantry and Proxy. So for my damage here, I'm going for extra power versus Chaos, extra power versus Infantry, and extra power versus Skaven. And on my melee weapon, I'm doubling up against power versus Chaos, and we're getting power versus Infantry as well on the melee weapon. So lots of damage going to lots of different types of enemies is kind of the idea of this build. Proxy is a really good trait for potions. Let you, if you drink something sort of near a ally, it'll give that same effect to them. So it effectively doubles the value of a potion. It makes you, if you drink a strength potion, you and your friend now have the strength effect for the same amount of time. You can wail on some elites, you can wail on a monster, you can ult each other, you know, so it's pretty good. And on the trinket, I'm running extra cooldown reduction, crit chance, and Grenadier, Witch Hunter Captain with his tag. You know, it does 20% extra damage, so Shrapnel doesn't stack with that, unfortunately. I still think Shrapnel could be used like in a patrol or something, like a scenario like that. But I like Grenadier sometimes when I don't want to use Shrapnel, so I find it works at least a couple times, you know, each run. So that's fun. Crit chance is an absolute necessity on the trinket as you want to proc Killing Shot and Scrounger as often as you can, / do more damage with those Griffon-Foot pistols. Cooldown reduction is fun just because, you know, why take 40% off when you can take 50% off your ult? But if you're doing Legend and Under and going for books, lose the cooldown reduction, go for Curse Resistance, and Crit Chance and Grenadier. And there you have it, folks. The Witch Hunter Captain Griffon-Foot pistol build. The idea is to crit, proc Killing Shot, proc Scrounger, do lots of damage, try not to shoot your friends in the back. That's it for me. If you like this video, consider subscribing to my channel. liking this video, leaving a comment, and possibly joining my Discord. Link will be in the description down below. You all have a nice day.